For the final time this year, welcome to Rink's Roundtable. Let's go ahead and recap the 2022 race season. Dustin Sorensen won the 2022 Summit USMTS National Championship presented by Racing Dirt. The 21-year-old from Rochester, Minnesota is going to pocket $100,000 for his first career USMTS national title. The Leon Ramirez Trophy is headed back to Southeast Minnesota. This season, he collected 5 wins and finished inside the top 10 more than anybody on tour. I also want to give a shout out to S&S Fishing and Rental for making this season and next season $100,000 to win the USMTS National Championship. It was a thrilling year for Wichita, Kansas native Tyler Davis. Not only did he pick up his first 2 career USMTS wins this season, but he was also crowned the USRA Modified National Champion. Davis also scored 22 feature wins and finished in the top 10 39 times out of his 42 starts. Simply put, an absolute outstanding year for Tyler Davis. This year, the American Racer Modified Series Championship heads to Marshall, Texas with Chris Hennigan. Hennigan tallied 3 ARM wins this year. 2 of them were at Arklatex Speedway in Vivian, Louisiana, and the other one was at Sabine Speedway. All right, let's go ahead and have some fun. No doubt there's a lot to recap for the 2022 race season, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it, the USMTS Race of the Year at Winneshiek Raceway in my hometown, Decorah, Iowa.
To the back bumper and now to the inside of the 12 through turn 3 and 4. New leader on the turn number 4, Darren Buckley, smack the lead away from Jason Hughes. Darren Buckley to the lead. Race to the lead, heating up down the front straightaway with now 6 to go. Tanner Owens alongside the 87 of Darren Buckley. Car the 8C of Chris Clark. Clark going another lap down here to the 87 of Buckley, the 02 of Owens, and now the 0 of O'Neill. O'Neill may have made some contact with the 8C as he tried to work by Chris Clark, and now race for the lead off of turn number 4, just like that. New leader at the line is the 02 of Tanner Mullins. Jake O'Neill up in the second place spot by the 87 of Buckley. Mullins slid up the hill that opened the door, and Jake O'Neill took the lead with 2 to go. To turn number 4, Jake O'Neill wins at Winneshiek Speedway.
I understand some may disagree with that because we also had a Race of the Year candidate during Labor Day weekend at Deer Creek Speedway with Jim Chisholm and Dustin Sorensen.
Wow, what a good one. We've got 3 laps to go. Chisholm is definitely out front, but the 19 has that momentum. He's running that top shell, trying to get that momentum to really torpedo down the stretch. We've just completed 40 laps. We've got 2 to go.
Boy, big moment right there in the race for the 19 of Sorensen. He scrubbed off a bunch of speed, but he's back at it right now. Had a little trouble there through 3 and 4. Got up into the wall. O'Neill still in 3rd. Coming to the white flag right now, it's the 24 of Chisholm and the 19 of Sorensen.
Sorensen's going to need to really pour it on this last lap. Let's see what he can do. Coming out of turn 2, it is Chisholm with the lead. Sorensen's got his last shots. Coming in for the checkers, it's going to be the 24C of Jim Chisholm.
One thing people get confused with all the time, and I'm guilty of it too, there's a difference between Race of the Year and Finish of the Year. And this is what I have for Finish of the Year.
He's got a few laps. Let's see if he can pull this off. Sanders goes up top. Davis gives it all. They're side by side. Shorty going down the backstretch.
Davis and Sanders. Brandon Davis digging on the bottom. Sanders up on the top as they come at you down the front straightaway. Side by side as they cross the stripe. Still Sanders your leader by .07.
Davis taking the lead coming out of 2. Sanders is right there. We have got the white flag coming out. 1 to go.
1 lap remaining. Brandon Davis down the inside. But still Sanders still had the lead by .007. Davis looking to the inside as they go out of corner number 2 down the back straightaway. Brandon Davis on the inside, Sanders on the outside. Here we come to the checkered flag. Wow! Brandon Davis picking up the win by .009.
But honestly, how can I forget these next 2?
Fend off the 69. We may have an epic finish coming up here at I-70 Speedway. White flag in the air and 1 to go. Shot to the outside, has just enough room to work with. He'll blast the top side once again through turns 1 and 2. Door to door, working off of turn number 2. This time Shot able to get to the outside of the 20 of Sanders. They'll race into turns 3 and 4. Checkers in the air off of turn number 4. Who's it going to be at I-70? At the line, Rodney Sanders. This time off of turn number 4, side by side for the lead off of turn number 4. One more lap to go. Lap number 39 goes the 4R. Derek Ramirez, a last lap pass here coming through turns 1 and 2. Phillips going to cross down to the inside. This one's setting up to be good. Drag race into turns 3 and 4. Phillips the inside, Ramirez up top. Checkers in air off of turn number 4, and Derek Ramirez steals it from Terry Phillips here in Kansas City.
Okay, everybody knows I love the modifieds, no doubt about it. But I'm also a huge fan of stock cars as well. And quite honestly, to me, this was the best stock car race I've seen all season at Deer Creek Speedway.
Nearly on their bumper as well.
Hopton going to try to throw a slider on Falk. He'll take the lead out of corner number 2. Here comes Larson on the inside. He's going to throw a slider on Falk as they come out of corner number 4. You might have a new leader as we're going to go 4 wide out of corner number 4.
Falk throws it back into the lead. Larson not afraid to bump and bang.
Dustin Larson now to that second position. Dylan Thornton working that inside in the 38T.
And off the advances of the 5L of Larson. Larson throws a slider in turn 2. Falk with the crossover. Here comes Hovden as well.
Great race up front here. So they're going to come in to complete lap number 37. It's still Kyle Falk, Dustin Larson, Mitch Hovden, 1, 2, 3 as they go down through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Larson with a slider once again. Falk with the crossover out of corner number 2. He'll retake the lead.
Few laps to go. Here we go. The 67 of Kyle Falk still hanging on to it. We've got 2 laps to go in this one. Seeing that white flag, 1 to go. He has got to hold off another slide job possibly from Larson. He's got a good one going out of turn 2. He's got to keep his eyes open, definitely. We're coming in for the final turn.
Kyle Falk going to go to the inside. Dustin Larson to the outside as they'll come in to get the checkered flag. It's going to be Kyle Falk, 2-time.
The Rink's Roundtable Hard Luck Award goes to Darren Jonesgard. Not only did he leave the ballpark on this wicked crash,
7 down, 2 to go. Oh, no, trouble. 2 get together.
Whoa, trouble. Oh, somebody over the wall. That might have been Darren Johnsgaard going over the wall in turn number 1.
And the 11J swept into that one as well. Jacob Lynch went nose first into that retaining wall, as I believe Johnsgaard was the car that took flight, went up and over the wall.
but then when he returned to Mississippi Thunder Speedway a month later, he made contact with a backstretch wall, ultimately ending his season.
Quickly steps to the top with his Flying Ryan Sports Bar and Grill number 21 machine. Oh, look out, look out, look out. Darren Johnsgaard once again up and over. Red flag is out.
As far as leaving the ballpark, that was not the only time this year where I saw a car go out of the racetrack. Take a look at this wicked wreck from Mason City Motor Speedway.
Oh, Umbarger up and over, red flag as the 11 car upside down over the wall.
Thankfully, all drivers were okay. For the on-camera interviews this year, first of all, I gotta say the best victory lane interview came from Zach Brom at Deer Creek Speedway after he picked up his first career USRA B-Mod win.
Your winner, your kids' dreams come true. B-Mod's here tonight. Little roof dance. That's awesome. You betcha. Dad John going to give him a great big embrace in the victory lane. That's very cool to see. Pretty emotional for this team. Mentioned it's been a long time coming. Zach, get on over here. Tyler Rankin called this earlier tonight. He said Zach Brom's going to get his first win, and here you are, buddy.
This feels so good. I never would have imagined I'd be in this spot, and it isn't for that guy right there, my dad, for putting me in this position, and I wouldn't be able to do it without everyone. This is a family right here, not just a race team, and I thank them for everything, and my parents will do anything for me to succeed in it.
Let's talk about the race a little bit. How about all those yellow flags? You held your composure. You had some pretty good guys behind you getting up alongside you, and you held your composure and held on.
Sure scared me. I've never been in that position before, and it felt good to hold them off. I didn't know if I was gonna, and we got it done.
It's been a long time coming. Like we talked about as we were coming over here, made a lot of improvements. You're getting better and better each week, and it's pretty cool to see you get your first ever win, man.
I appreciate that a lot. I got to thank all my sponsors, and again, I got to thank my dad. I am forever grateful to you, Dad.
As for me, my personal favorite interview this year in the pits happened at Mississippi Thunder Speedway with Kyle Brown. At the time, we were just going around the pits, interacting with each other and talking about a few different things with a few different drivers. And then all of a sudden, Kyle Brown and I got on a wild tangent of NFL football players, USMTS drivers, and the who's who of football. Take a look. Who are your top 3 NFL running backs?
Like of all time?
Just whatever, yeah, whatever first comes to your mind.
Priest Holmes, Adrian Peterson. I don't know if you can just break it down to 3. I mean, Jamal Charles.
Who's your number 1 wide receiver?
I think Sorensen would be a good wide receiver. You're talking in real life.
No, I mean, yeah, I think
I
think that's a great lineup. I think you hit everyone right.
Yeah, I mean, in real life, Tyreek Hill for sure, but only when he's with the Chiefs. He's going to suck at the Dolphins.
I think Dustin Sorensen would probably be better than Tyreek Hill.
I don't know about that, but if we're going to line up at the USMTS and have a football game, I think Sorensen's my wideout.
I think Lance Murray could be probably my tight end.
Yeah, because you just put it up. He'd be like a Gonzalez or Kelsey. Can you tell I'm a Chiefs fan?
That will do it for Rink's Roundtable. I have got to check these 2 trail cameras real quick. It is November in the state of Iowa, and it is the time to be in the woods. So I need to figure out what the deer are doing right now. I'm going to go ahead and check these trail cameras and head on out to the woods. But I will say I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning into Rink's Roundtable this year. And I love interacting with you guys, and I love the ideas that you guys share with me and the compliments and everything so far. It's been a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to see you guys at a racetrack next year. For the final time here in 2020-22, thanks for tuning in to Rink's Roundtable.